Good morning. Happy Pentecost Sunday. Um, Today I'll be reading from Ephesians 6. Yes, 6, starting at verse 10. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, against spiritual forces of evil in heavenly realms. Therefore, put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground, and after you have done everything to stand. And then it goes on into describing the different armors, the different layers of armors that we are to put on. But I'm not going to read it. You can, if you have a Bible, go read it and study it. I was in a spiritual attack way before I knew I was in a spiritual attack. And after suffering many different blows in this attack that I didn't know I was in, the Lord finally revealed it to me. And this was a totally different type of battle that I was in and was unaware of, because a lot of times we're not taught about how to war in the spirit. We're taught the Bible, but we're not taught how to fight. And when you enlist in a war, if you're not prepared for battle, you're going to lose. Sometimes those spiritual attacks can manifest in physical forms. I know this person, and we used to walk and talk all the time, and she kept, this certain thing kept manifesting, and the doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with her. And she would tell me about it, and they'll try different medications, and that didn't work. Well, one actually made her worse, and this went on for a while. And at some point you have to pray that God will expose the things that are going on. This is not a third world country. This is not like 100 years ago when doctors were uneducated. Like, if a doctor can't find out what's going on in your body, maybe it's not a physical manifestation of something. Maybe it's not a tumor. Maybe it's not a cyst. Maybe it's not a sickness or illness. Have you ever considered that it was a spiritual war? And once you start praying against that thing and you ask God, Lord, expose to me what is being hidden from me. Expose to me if there is something being hidden from you. Most things are being hidden from us, because my people shall perish for lack of knowledge. The things that are being hidden from us, or the things that are secretly defeating us, because we don't even know that we're in a war, a spiritual war that is trying to take us out. And so when she finally got the answer that she needed, you know exactly what to pray against. And so when the Lord exposes the truth to you, when he shed light on what's actually been attacking you, and spiritually, you call that thing out, and you denounce that thing, and you renounce it, denounce it, separate yourself from it, and pray against it until God releases you from it. But a lot of times these wars have been going on for so long, and battles are not won overnight. You can see now that we are in war. Well, we're not in war, but there are wars going on across seas that's been going on for months. So battles are battles. They take a while, but you have to know what you are fighting against. And so I pray that everyone will pray for an exposure of the things that are being hidden. I pray that you would, no matter what it is, because the spiritual attack that I had to go through was actually coming from a person. I ain't gonna get to that. It was actually coming from someone that was allowing the devil to use them to attack me. I'm like, you know, but when you know, you know. So I pray for an exposure. Um, I pray that we would take some time out to study spiritual attacks and how they manifest. They can manifest depending on where it's coming from. Like, once your eyes are open, you can't go back to not knowing. Like, people will attack you and people will hate you, and you could have never done anything to them, and they would just hate you because of the light that's in you, or because of how other people love you. So whether you know them or not, people will attack you spiritually, which is witchcraft, and you will have no idea, because sometimes we think, oh, it's just a sickness, or it's an undiagnosed something, or it's a thing. Trust me, everything comes from something. And I pray for a revelation for whoever needs it. I pray for an exposure against those things, and I pray that God will terminate any unplanned attack, any unmerited attack, any attack that a person don't deserve, especially when they done nothing wrong, because I've been there and I've done that. And even if you find out that the person that's attacking you was close to you and you actually know them, I pray that you will also forgive them, because we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. And people get into these things and they allow themselves to be used, and it take them a lot further and a lot deeper than they were ever willing to go. But there's always a price to pay. Happy Sunday.